And what area of healthcare security needs more investment and why?
That's a great question. We get that a lot. And the answer really is that it depends. It depends on everybody's organization, their own risk. And an area that we think does not have enough investment right now is in that process. It's in that process of really identifying where do you have the most critical risks in the organization and where do you need to invest those limited resources. There's a huge problem in healthcare. We don't have enough resources. We don't have enough people. We don't have enough money. So as a CIO, as a Chief Information Security Officer, I need to be very, very diligent about where I'm making those investments. And the best way to do that is through a very comprehensive, rigorous, and ongoing risk analysis. So you know where your current risks are, and you're applying those resources, again, that are very limited in the areas that are going to make the most difference.
Yeah, I'm just going to stay on that drumbeat, right? I'm just going to say that we need to continue to invest in our people. I find that under stress, all of our leaders are really good at execution. We spend a lot of time on it and good at budgets right now. But strategy and then people sometimes get off our agendas. So I would say let's invest more time, energy, effort back to people, culture, and then strategy. Will solve the problems of technology and execution if we keep the right priority in my mind.
Always cyber, I think. That it feels like you're spending too much when there's no activity until there's an incident, then you feel like you hadn't spent enough. But there's so many organizations today that still have not reached just the basic level of maturity around their cybersecurity program. And with that comes investment, becomes education, not just investment in technology, but investment in people and gaining more knowledge around the threat landscape that we see today in healthcare. That landscape is growing on a day by the hour every day in terms of new opportunities for hackers to come into our systems and hack our systems. So the more we can invest in that and the more we can identify, really zero-day type threat mitigation and immediate mitigation, the investment is going to go so far in terms of protecting our organization and protecting our patients.
Well, everybody's talking about AI, but I really do think that other industries have shown that there's a lot of administrative waste that can be solved with the way AI works today. So it's not something to be afraid of. I think just doing standard process improvement, looking for gaps in processes that can be eliminated or reduced, and the number of steps it takes to do it with just some simple modeling is a great way to start. A lot of times it takes some tech talent, so finding a way to start small is a good way to get to the organization to adopt it more quickly.
Something in healthcare that needs more investment is investment in good mobile technology, both to make it more secure, but also more usable, efficient, and productive for us. So there's good technology now, both BYOD technology, but also for shared mobile enterprise technology. And digital identity is the key to that. But I think mobile's a big area of investment. In our private lives, consumer lives, we're using it more and more. And in healthcare, I think we want to do the same, to chart at the bedside and provide better care. It just has to be secure and efficient.
Yeah, I think healthcare needs more investment. And, I'm a bit of a broken record here in how the consumer experiences healthcare. And that just doesn't mean the, technology platforms, IT solutions, but things around the physical footprint of a location, like status boards outside of urgent cares, being able to wait in virtual lines for the experience, being able to get a, QR code to check in, all the different parts along those touch points a patient has around going from the moment they want care to actually being in front of a physician, whether it's virtual or physical. We've underinvested in that area. And so I think as we look to apply capital dollars, they're most definitely in the IT universe, but they're also in the physical footprint, the virtual footprint, and all the other touch points that a patient goes through when they're connecting to that care experience.
Well, again, I think we've seen a lot of effort put into making sure that the decisions made by clinicians are the right decisions, a lot of effort in supporting those guys. But how are you delivering that across a team? How are we making sure that you've got the operational process to support those decisions? If you make a really good clinical decision, but then you fail to execute it reliably and scalably, is that really the right clinical decision? Could there have been a better decision that you could have executed well and then measure off the back of it? So we see this endemically everywhere in healthcare, but I think it's an area that is underappreciated and needs to get the investment that is sorely lacking today.
Oh yeah, that's a great question. It's a very broad question, but let me take one area which has been ignored, but I shouldn't say completely ignored. Cybersecurity has been not top of the list of, board level discussions or top level objectives, but the recent ransomware attacks in the last few months, this there is more and more, the statistics are coming in. It is, in my view, cybersecurity should be one of the top two initiatives within health systems, and hospitals should invest in tools and technologies and processes so that they're prepared to face these cyber attacks and safeguard patient lives, as well as patient safety is a huge thing here, as well as the reputation of the hospital. There are many different aspects. It's not just the financial loss, also the reputation and the regulatory perspective, and there are many different reasons why cybersecurity should be one of the top things for investments by health systems.